Saturday, the 28th of May, 2022, Scruffy Murphy's in Birmingham, 7 p.m. Be there. The Chronicles of Podcast. Live. Tickets on sale now. Go to www.ctickets.com.
It's about getting into schools and talking to young people because, you know, I know that people can change. And it's about talking to people and getting them to understand and perhaps step back from violence and prejudice and whatever. And we just need to work together and keep on the good fight there.
Absolutely. Hey there, guys. We are ecstatically happy to announce that we are associated with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
The times are changing, and with the unfortunate death of Sophie, those changes have made a massive impact for the future. If Sophie was with us still today, I can guarantee what you are doing will still be reaching so many lives of young teenagers, young adults, and those who wish to be as different as possible. So thank you very much.
To find out more about this incredible foundation and all the work they do, and more importantly, how you can help, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com.
Hi, my name is Jessica Dervin. I am the owner of Bodyscape Boudoir, and you guys are watching the Chronicles of Podcast with Tom and Jamie.
Put your left hand in, you put your left hand up, wave it about, and then you put your right hand in. You put your right hand up while you keep waving the left. Then you wave the right. Let's take the head at the same time. Oh my God, this is fun. Let's do this for a while. It's the Chronicles of Podcast. Welcome to the 38th edition. Jamie, is it the Chronicles of Jessica Dervin?
Yes, it is, Mr. Stevens.
Wonderful. Shall we get this show on the road?
I think we definitely should.
Wonderful, I like driving. Hit it! But Jamie.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to bring in that piece.
Oh, grab
It's
it.
all sexified.
Grab that sexy piece.
Posing away with its pierced nipples and tape around its cock. Welcome to the Chronicles of Jessica Dervin. Jessica is a photographer for Bodyscape Boudoir, a company based in Kansas City, Missouri. She takes very sexy photos of very sexy people in very sexy poses.
Exactly that. This is a person who I discovered on TikTok of all bloody places. And she's just absolutely wonderful. I love her outlook on life and what she does. You know, she's spreading that message of body positivity, and she makes these amazing videos basically saying, you want to send your other half a sexy selfie? This is what you do. So, you know, it's not that, hi, everyone, come to my studio. Let's make money for my studio. It's just like, I've got this platform. I'm going to teach you to feel better about yourself. And I fucking love that. And I was just like, do you know what? Let's have a chat about body positivity. Let's learn more about boudoir because, you know, it's quite there's an art to it. It's quite amazing. And plus, Jessica's just a great personality with a fantastic dry sense of humour.
Yeah, it's what she's very wonderful, forthcoming. We had a great conversation. And it's really fascinating to learn about the world and the secret art of boudoir. Your boys, again, have just ventured to a subject we knew fuck all about. We thought we'd get out of the entertainment world and let's go and try something a little bit different. Jessica, like I said, based in Kansas City, Missouri, is looking to grow her franchise, get more people feeling wonderful. There's so much negativity in the world of social media, so much shit going on that, you know, there's spreading that message of love, self-love. Just, you know, look at yourself and be like, you know what? Fuck me. I am a sexy bitch.
It's exactly that.
Everybody is in their own special way. In their own special way is probably the wrong thing to say. In their own way, everyone is just fucking delicious.
Exactly. Absolutely. everyone is someone's cup of tea, is the way I like to look at it.
Yeah.
So
There's always the fish.
embrace it. Embrace
Absolutely.
it, my friends.
But please go follow Jessica on TikTok and on Instagram, where she tells us at the end, go look at her photos. Go look at Bodyscape Boudoir on the website. But some of the shots are unreal. Literally, the skill is insane for someone that's self-taught. Ridiculous. But this is also another great conversation where we don't laugh about tits and penis.
Yeah. And another Jessica, second week in a row.
Yeah, absolutely. In a very similar field, but just a bit of the other side. A bit more.
We like to talk to Jessicas to make us feel sexy. That's what we've established on this show.
Jamie!
Yes, sir.
Any of those final words at all?
Just a massive thank you to Jessica. It was so much fun talking to you. Thank you for sitting down with us. And this is amazing. Just enjoy this one, people.
Absolutely. Jessica, thank you so much for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to sit down and chat to us. We really appreciate it. We look forward to having you back on again sometime in the future. And we wish you all the best with Bodyscape Boudoir and really hope that this shit just keeps going off and off and off until you're fucking worldwide, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, interviewing this week, she is the photographer and creator and founder of Bodyscape Boudoir. She makes you feel sexy as fuck in any position possible. It's Jessica Dervin. Nah.
But we can't hear.
Audio one.
Hear me now.
Hey.
I thought I was going to learn sign language really quickly.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate too, because I only know one sign, and it's usually a not nice one. That's the only one I know.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So Jamie and Tom. So I've been talking to Jamie so far, right?
That's me.
Okay. Well, I have not done this before, so I guess you guys can lead the way.
Have you not?
Not on like a Zoom one before. So.
Oh, you've more okay. So you're the proper way where people used to sit face to face and talk to each other. I mean that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a bit far away for us to do that.
I mean, yeah, only like 30 minutes or something. It's not very far.
Yeah,
is that all it is? Oh, nice. I knew I should.
Just over a pond or something.
Yeah, so that's
just over a couple.
Yeah, that little bit of water that separates. Yeah. But we pretty much will just absolutely. Well, James, first and foremost, actually, how are you?
Good.
Excellent.
Busy as always. So
that's what I'd like to hear.
We're looking forward to delving and finding out all about it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So Jamie's going to literally lure you into a false sense of security with like a really nice introduction. So basically, we'll just like to like bring you on and be like, this is who we have on today. It's really nice. It's really lovely. You'll like it. All right. And then what we then do afterwards is we bombard the shit out of you with an absolute bucket load of questions.
Okay. So I'll get a bad connection right around that time then. Got it.
You're right. Yeah. It's always the way, isn't it? It's always that vital piece. So this part now is like, oh yeah, it's on a laugh. And then it actually gets it's like, so yeah. Cool. So what am I thinking about that?
Beautiful. I'll do my little introduction and we'll get going. Ladies and gentlemen, today we bring you another unique guest unlike anyone we've had before. Today's guest has made a career out of helping you feel good about yourself and quite frankly, feeling a little bit sexy. This week, we welcome a boudoir photographer all the way from Kansas City. These are the Chronicles of Jessica Dervin.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It's a true and genuine pleasure. Now, you're going to have to forgive us because we've never ventured into this area ever. So we are complete newbies at this. So, there could be some really, like, not mundane questions, I suppose, but things would be like, why is he asking me that? Because we literally are. It's just going to be like the beginner's guide for idiots to boudoir sort of thing. Yeah. We're on page 1 right now.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, how was your pandemic season?
So honestly, I think mine, there was kind of 2 paths for photographers, specifically if you were like in a genre already. And for me, I was already in boudoir, but it really wasn't that long. So for my own experience, that was actually how I kind of grew my business. I would say it took off during that time period.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. What? Well, because people obviously they were locked in there, weren't they? So how did you still have people into the studio or?
Yeah. So I was renting a studio beforehand. And then when everything shut down, that's kind of when in my head, I was like, oh, perfect time to rent a studio. Not risky at all. So found a spot, used that opportunity to renovate it. And we were already kind of building up some good traction for our social media. So it just really worked out great. We were shut down for like 2 months over here, and then things kind of reopened just in like a weird light, depending on where you were located.
Okay.
So I really didn't have to worry about not working. I just had to worry about working with the limitations.
Yeah. Because I think America basically just went, we're going to open. No, we'll do this first. Okay, we'll lock that for a bit, but we won't lock that, but we'll lock that.
Yeah.
And then we might lock this for a bit, but then actually, let's do all of it. Oh, actually, no, now we're going to lose money. Let's just open it all. Screw it. Fuck it. Let's just do that.
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of a thing of we're all going to pick a straw, and depending on your length, that's how long you're going to be locked down.
Yeah.
So...
Well, I'm pleased. But personally, how was it? Was everything okay? Everyone all healthy and still here?
Yeah, I didn't have anybody directly, but between my clients, extended family, and just things like that, obviously, I think there's not a single person that wasn't affected in some way.
Yeah.
So I was definitely fortunate to not be, I would say, hit as hard as others were.
That's good. I'm pleased to hear that.
But take us back to young Miss Dervin. What did you want to be when you grew up? Was it always photography for you, or was it another path completely when you were growing up?
Oh, gosh. Well, I think I wanted to be something different every single year for a while. But no, my path kind of to photography came about in like more of a sad light. I think depending on if you go through something bad, something good always comes from it. So for me, I actually struggled with a long time not realizing that I was autistic, and I actually have ADHD as well. So I can tell you information about anything, but I will not be passing that test that you put in front of me. So college did not work out twice. I thought maybe I just would kind of have like an okay life. So I was doing martial arts during that time.
Oh.
And the school, yeah, if you ever want to know how to do an armbar, I can happily teach you. Might be kind of hard over the video.
Yeah.
She can make you feel sexy, and she can kick your ass. I like it.
I'll just figure it out. Yeah. But so I was doing that, and the school was actually very abusive towards women, basically in any light possible. So for me, it just really did not make me interested in anything anymore. I was already kind of doing drawing and painting and whatnot. So I just completely moved from that location, period, and was gifted a camera. And that's kind of how I started photography and then started boudoir specifically.
Oh, wow. So
yeah,
you just got this camera and you're like, why not? Let's give it a back.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. That's actually kind of my outlook on a lot of things. I kind of go from 0 to 100 the second I like it. So yeah.
So did you go back to school to like learn photography, or was it just, I'm going to practice and practice and practice and practice?
So funny enough, I didn't do any schooling for it. I've of course invested in some like educational content over the years that other photographers have put out themselves. But for me, I was actually working a job at the front desk at a gym when I moved back here. And so I would do that early in the morning. And I kid you not, when people ask me, how did I grow it so fast? I would spend my time when I got off there from like noon until like, I would say really late at night, like 10 or 11, whatever the hours were, I would do nothing but focus on learning everything that I could. So that was kind of how I schooled myself, was just being obsessive about it.
It's so nice not to like rely on anybody else. It's so beautiful that you can just literally take your own time, do your own thing, and do it the way you want to do it.
Yeah, you definitely discover quickly later on you have been doing things that could have been done way easier. That's for sure. I learned I was doing a lot of dumb stuff, but you do get to discover your own style with your editing, all of this stuff by kind of just allowing yourself to try it.
Incredible.
Amazing. I love that though. That is one thing I love when we do interviews on the show is finding people that basically like they discovered something and they loved it. They put all their energy into it, and the next thing you know, it's their life, it's their living, they're following their dreams and their passions. I love hearing stories like that.
Yeah.
But what was it about photographing people and models that took your interest? Was that something that you always wanted to do, or was you just sort of fell into that?
No, actually, it wasn't really what I thought I wanted to do. Just with struggling with being autistic, I am very good with my clients being face-to-face, talking to them, and you kind of have not a mask, but you have a different version of yourself that you present people. But through my own struggles, you know, like eye contact, kind of small talk, stuff like that is not my forte. So what I really liked is I liked doing animals first. I literally think the first thing I took a picture of was something in Alaska. And then I thought I was like the best person in the world taking photos of the animals at the zoo with my like zoom in camera. I was like National Geographic. Like that's how I felt. but yeah, I didn't think I was going to like people because I tried doing a wedding and you never want to deal with all the drunk uncles. It's insane. But when I went to a workshop for Boudoir, I kind of realized I liked it because it's more one-on-one, it's more personable, and you feel like you're just making an impact. So
did you go into it with like a demographic in mind at all, or was it if anyone wants to do this, come on down?
Do you mean like with my clients, like where they come from in general?
Yeah, so like as I want to do mum, like brand new mums, or I'll go for elderly, or I don't know, just that sort of thing.
Yeah, honestly, I'm still working on getting the retirement homes set. That will definitely be one to get into. No, but the ages.
Could you imagine that? Would I want to? I don't know. There's got to be some sort of like kink out
free
there.
Life Alert, free coupon for a photo shoot. But no, I don't really know how to describe it. I just took an approach of photographing everybody, and I think it's somewhat between luck and just how I chose to photograph my clients that I was able to really have a large variety of different body types, skin colors, and all of that. And so it just kind of forced my client base to be everybody. That's kind of what I hear time and time again between my older clients and also my larger girls, that they like that I'm not posing them as if I'm trying to pose them because that's how they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
So before we talk about boudoir, for those who don't know, what exactly is boudoir? How would you describe it to someone who's no idea what you're talking about?
I would describe boudoir as empowerment for everybody, period. I know a lot of studios will say that it's for women because that's who they photograph. But for me, I photograph women, men, and couples because I do believe that there is beauty with embracing yourself, no matter your gender.
I like that a lot. Yeah. So what was it about boudoir that made you want to make it like the main focus of your work then?
I think just the impact behind it. I liked that I felt like I was making people who perhaps dealt with their insecurities see themselves in a different light. And it just felt like it was more meaningful versus if I'm taking photos of your kid in like a pile of leaves. Like, it's beautiful, but everybody can do that. So that's why I like it.
With people with leaves, how do they find to make it to a perfect triangle and make it those beautiful colors from orange to red? How do they build that?
Well, first of all, you have to get to the park at like 7:00 in the morning, because if not, you're going to be like fighting somebody's grandmother to get in the perfect spot. And then second of all, you're going to have somebody helping you out, sprinkling leaves like a crazy person.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So it looks cute, but you just have a bunch of us like running around like psychotic little people with our cameras.
That's how they did that.
Yeah. If you want to experience it, just go to any of your local parks when the leaves are changing colors. There's going to be like 20,000 of them out there taking photos.
Yeah.
because we live in a crazy world where everyone likes to judge people for doing anything. But is there like a stigma that comes with boudoir, do you find?
Yeah, I do find it very interesting that, especially in America, and I can only imagine that it's very similar in other spots, but the dynamic is so interesting here because we're in a time of, we see the female body, we see like sex and all of these advertisements, like empowering it, but then we're dealing with a lot of laws that are very restrictive for women's bodies and very just judgmental. It's kind of strange because it's like show your body, but at the same time, don't. So I feel like the stigma is that we see so much of that in the media, and then I still see some of my clients have to worry about possibly losing their job depending on where they work, or some of their friends judge them for posting their photos. Yeah. So it's pretty crazy still.
It's insane, isn't it? I don't get it.
Mm.
Like, your body is yours. It's your social media. You can post whatever the fuck you want on it. Why are we judging people for wanting to feel good about themselves? I don't get it.
Yeah, there's a couple of workplaces too. It just depends. Some of my clients, I've heard that their workplace like specifically wants to know what their social media is when they hire them. Yeah, trust me, like take logic in any other country, and I feel like it's very backwards here. So I don't know. It's just it's just so many layers on top of each other. Like you could really have a discussion about it for hours.
Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. It really is. Yeah. But the thing that stands out to me when I'm watching your work, because I've been following you on social media for a little while now, is you showing people like the best way how to do poses. Like you're there next to them doing the poses and everything like that. How do you learn that? How do you learn these ways to position people to highlight their strengths? Is it something you've learned and done training in, or is it something you've just got this natural eye for?
I do not have a natural eye for anything except being anxious. So what I like to do is, I feel like that's kind of where it helps me, is because since I'm not having to worry about being there for more than a few hours at a time, I try to focus on being as calming to them as I can so they're relaxed. So for posing, I'll talk to them about if they have seen something I've done in the past, or if they want to try anything specific. And if they do want something, great. And if they don't, I get posing from how they may naturally curve their backs, or poses that I've seen online. I've even got some stuff from like movies and whatnot. So I feel like you can find inspiration anywhere.
That's amazing. I love that.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
Where'd the name come from? Bodyscape Boudoir.
So technically, Bodyscape is a specific type of photography. Okay. It's actually supposed to be where it's more like close-ups, and then it's like silhouette versions of the body.
Okay.
So think of like black and white, and then you'll just see like the highlight of like a woman's like hip or something.
Yeah.
That's normally what it is. But for me, I really like the idea of, when you look up the definition, it talks about a woman's body, like doing artwork while getting these photos of their body being the artwork. So that's kind of how the name came to me, is because I was like, I feel like the human body is art, so why not make it be the name?
Stunning. Because I had the same sort of mindset, like as I thought of like landscape, so that people look out on like horizon and landscape stuff. So it's
Yeah.
just like the scale.
I just look at a different kind of landscape.
Well, yeah.
My horizon is just them.
Yeah.
They're on the couch. I'm like, perfect. I love it.
You have like a certain style with it as well. Then could you tell it's a Jessica photo by the way it's done with like lighting and stuff as well?
I think so. Honestly, like I have a lot of similar colors in my studio as other photographers do. But I would say that our editing style and just the lighting in the studio and whatnot are very specific. So I'm very lucky to say that I feel like more than not, people recognize if it's like one of our photos.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit more about Bodyscape Boudoir. What is it exactly you offer clients? So what does a typical shoot look like, for example?
Yeah, so we make it be really custom in the sense that you book the session first by paying a session fee. And if you are like a solo woman, or if it's a couple with a man and a woman, then you have hair and makeup. But we do have men's shoots as well, where if you would like makeup or any sort of powder or whatnot, we offer that too. So before you come in, my whole system has information to kind of prep you. It tells you about what to do for your body, what not to do. Like, don't get an orange spray tan. Don't do it. It'll show you places to shop and just kind of like ease your mind. So by the time you come in, it's just about us getting to talk for like an hour or 2 hours while you're getting the hair and makeup done. And then followed by a few hours of me showing you how to do the poses, me telling very cheesy dad jokes the whole time. And then and then they're all done. And then they get to come back in a few weeks to see all of the images.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, like, how do you keep people calm? Because I imagine it might be quite nerve-wracking for some people doing this. Because I imagine some people are like proper leap of faith in it.
Yeah, honestly, there's so many different personalities. I think by me just kind of embracing the style of me trying to have a calm demeanor has allowed many of my clients to relax more. Like I get a couple of reviews, honestly, where it mentions, when they come in, I just immediately start talking to them like we're friends already, like we already kind of knew each other. And I think that there's like a real level of like calmness that brings them. So that's kind of how I approach it. Obviously, some people will be anxious messes no matter what, but for the most part, it helps everybody.
I love that. I just like the fact you keep them calm telling dad jokes. That's amazing.
No, I have so many. Like, if I was reborn, it would be a dad with like sandals and high socks. I'd kill it.
So, obviously, you said at the start that boudoir is generally known to be a woman's thing. But obviously, you do photos with men as well. What was it that made you want to open that door for men to say, come on, you can be sexy too. Come
on. I think what started it was the fact that I personally think that, one of our specialties is couple shoots as well. We get a lot of couples that come in. And one of my first sessions was the fact that she was wanting solo photos separately, but then the question came up, well, do you want some too for her husband? So that's what piqued my interest. And over time, I have had a couple of men and a couple of men who were married with their husbands approach me interested in photo shoots. So it's still ongoing, but I really like it. The dynamic is different too. You definitely pose a man differently than how you would a woman. So still learning, but I can imagine we'll have more people in after even a year.
So it's almost like you've got a complete different way to how most other people do their thing. So you'll have more. It's good. I like it a lot. It's kind of the photos on the website. So for that, I was like, these are good. Like, I'm not even a photographer. I don't know what I'm looking at. I was like, these are good. These are really, really good. It's like flicking through all the social media, all the websites, go back to when I was doing my research. It's like, these photos are phenomenal. And every single person I saw was just like, it's like, damn you, go on, let's do it.
I think that it just depends on the person. Some people aren't comfortable photographing couples. Some people are, but then they aren't comfortable photographing men. For me, I think because I have a different mindset and because my brain wires a little differently, like I am comfortable with it. And I also am one of the few studios that is working on branching out even into erotica, which is a completely different area. But yeah, I don't know. It would take a lot for me to be like, I'm definitely not going to photograph that. So I love it.
That's amazing. Yeah, I was going to say if there's anything that you'd be like, nope, absolutely not.
Honestly, I feel like if you want to bring all of your camo hunting gear, I feel like I'm going to be really busy that day. Pass.
That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I want to look like a sexy hunter.
Yeah, I'll be like, I don't know what date you want to come in, but I definitely know I'm going to be busy that day. So
whatever day you pick, I'm shut.
Yeah, I'm actually out of business now. Goodbye.
So the main reason I reached out to you because I discovered you on social media. Like I said, I discovered you on TikTok a little while ago. And for those unaware listening to that, you do this amazing thing where you're not obviously you have a studio, but you offer people advice and tips on how to pose to take that sexy selfie and promote body confidence. So what was it that made you want to make content like that? Because obviously that's not bringing people into your business if they're the other side of the world. So you're just doing that to help people. And I love it. I love it.
Well, I will say, that part, it might change because I do have a couple of people from Canada that are venturing over and everybody keeps saying in Europe, they want me to come over. So if I fly over and I don't see one person in the studio, then maybe I'll stop posting the videos. But I like that. I like that when the pandemic kind of started, I noticed a few others in our genre had done some posing videos. I had seen some posing videos in general for all sorts of photography. And I kind of liked that it allowed me to connect with people that I probably won't ever have as clients, whether it's because of money reasons, distance, like you said. It just allowed me to build a community. So people aren't thinking that I'm only interacting with you because I want you to come into the studio and to give me your money. Don't get me wrong, always great, but it's so much more than that. It's nice to have people associate your brand with you wanting to help them, even if you aren't going to be a client of theirs.
I love it. I just love it. Like you see the comments, people have been like, I tried this, I sent them to my husband. It was awesome. He loved them.
I know.
I know I've seen you duet like videos of men that have done their poses and man, you're just like, go on.
Yeah, I literally listen. The comments get so interesting on the men's, and I'm just like, I don't know why you and me are beefing, but some of you are really enjoying it, so I'm going to ignore the crazy comments on here because you're always going to get trolls. But the guys who genuinely do them, I like it because it's just like, you can't tell me there aren't a high majority of men who don't appreciate this stuff because don't get me wrong, most of us don't know what we're doing. And you can't just say hello to somebody you first met and then proceed to be like, hello, sausage. That's not an appropriate selfie to send on the second message. So it's like, let me help you and don't do that.
I try to work out to get past hello, sausage.
It's just like, yeah, not feeling it today.
I
was like,
know.
What?
Why do you think that works? Why does a man think, I know what's really going to win me over here? Here's my cock.
At least have your dog in the background or something.
Yeah.
Be in the kitchen. Show me you just put away the dishes or something. Something. Give me something else.
I don't understand how that functionality, that brain just goes, if I send my cock, I'm onto a winner here.
Yeah.
I can't fathom it. I just don't understand.
Yeah. The math definitely is not math in there. So I am just very happy to see that there have been men who are genuinely interested in taking the advice on it.
And I love as well, in the comments, you see women being like, fuck, I wish my husband did this.
Yeah. I'm like, don't be shy. Send it to him. What's his username? I'll send it to him. Like, I don't care.
But I think it's so important, though, that you don't just focus on women with these poses. You do focus on men. Because obviously, it's an important... Not only women want to feel sexy, men do too. And I as much as a man probably has their self-pride and doesn't want to admit it, we do.
Yeah, and I think that's also what really stemmed and piqued my interest with doing portraits for men too, because you can't just assume that a whole gender out there doesn't deserve to feel good about themselves just because they don't do that as much in the media or what you see online. Like, I think times are changing, so that was my perspective on it, and honestly, you can't tell me otherwise based off of the videos that men are already loving the tutorials alone.
It's almost like there's a stigma around it, isn't there, in a way?
Mm-hmm.
It's like if men are doing stuff like, oh, what are you doing that for? We're not meant to talk about feelings or anything like that. We're meant to be men and just do and drink things, fuck things, and eat. That's it. That's all we're meant to do. It's just so...
Yeah. I do
think
there's a stigma. Yeah, I think there's a stigma with men with it being like, oh, it's just them doing that just because they're trying to get laid or something. And then for women, it's, oh, half the time people will be like, she just wants to show off her body. It's like, I think both want to do it because they both want to feel good about themselves.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Absolutely. So I'm going to expose myself a little bit here doing this, but a few years ago, Tom knows this, I lost quite a bit of weight. I lost 6 stone, 84 pounds for America. And all I've done is hate my body still, which is something that I want to work on, is my own self-acceptance. So that's part of why I started following you. I was looking at your videos, and I've wanted to try some of your poses to see if I can help with my own confidence, but I can't quite bring myself to do it because, that confidence just says, no, Jamie, don't do it. But do you get comments like that a lot with people just like, I want to do it, but I can't bring myself to do it?
Yeah, I do get people that say that, or they do say that they try them and they still don't like it. I'll tell you what, like, name one person that doesn't have 40 photos of the exact same pose in their phone because they're trying to get the photo. We all experience it, and we all have to go through seeing ourselves in that different perspective, because psychologically, we actually see ourselves differently when we're looking at ourselves in the mirror versus in a photo. So more times than not, that's why you don't actually like how you look in the photo sometimes, is because it looks different from what you see when you're looking at yourself in that exact moment. So I would just encourage anybody who feels like that just to keep trying it. Or worst case, I'll just let you pay for the expenses, and I'll just start doing some traveling stuff. Worst case comes down to it. I'll be like, well, let me just do it. If you can't figure it out, I'll just come home.
Just come over. Fly over to my house. Take some pictures for me, Jessica. Sorry.
That was going to lead into what I was going to ask actually, is would you ever think about expanding and going elsewhere in America, Canada, or abroad?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'll do traveling stuff in America, honestly, because at this point, I would say that we are one of the studios that more times than not, most of our clients travel into our studio. Yeah, so a lot of them fly, a lot of them drive a few hours, but I would love to go to other countries. I wouldn't mind it. I think the biggest thing would be I would need a decent group of people committed, because if I come over, don't get me wrong, I appreciate the vacation.
Yeah.
But if you suddenly aren't answering your phone, then it's like, okay.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, we require prepayments, at least for our minimum. So it makes it where you guys don't have to be stressed out worrying about that. So when you come in, you already have something purchased. And then when you look at your photos after the fact, if you want to upgrade, then you can. So I think no matter what, it wouldn't be a worry. It would just be figuring out the details. So I wouldn't say that it's something that we wouldn't not do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Watch this space, I guess.
Like I know a couple of photographers that go to like Greece and Italy and whatnot, and those are really popular areas. So I don't know. I would definitely consider maybe one of those two to start.
Italy is, well, both countries are stunning. So, but yeah, if I could recommend any, it'd be Italy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you get quite a few people that say, like I say, and then people that can't bring themselves to do it, but say they're on the fence, they're like, I want to do this, but I need a little help. How do you have like ways that, oh, she's nodding, she knows what. How do you convince people to take that step, whether it be taking pictures at home, coming to the studio or whatnot? How do you talk people into it?
Oh yeah. So it depends on the answer. If they tell me it's because their spouse won't let them, then I always recommend, what's their name, and I'll bully them a little bit. But if it's like, where do they work? Let me know. But other reasons, they're just like, well, I'm in Texas, which is who knows how many hours away, but you're over there. I'm like, oh my God, mini vacation. So sad. I guess I'll see you anyway. Like, that's just what I tell everybody. I'm like, you can't give me that excuse, because half the time when you're commenting that on like my Instagram, more times than not, that person's photo was somebody that traveled in. So that's kind of what I say most of the time.
I like that.
Have you had any like companies sort of like outsource? Has anybody like other companies been like, I love what you do, can you come and do some stuff for us?
Not necessarily. That's more of like a commercial type situation.
Okay.
And I've had a few clients personally be interested in like using their photos for their own companies, but yeah, I don't really get a lot of those questions just because I don't do current commercial work. I would imagine I'd get more if I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Now you said that, you got me thinking, because obviously we're living in a world now where like things like OnlyFans and Patreons and stuff are just such a huge thing. Do you get quite a few clients that like are getting photos for those sort of subscription services?
Not that I'm aware of. I did try doing a business OnlyFans, and I got like $64 or something out of it. So like, I didn't really get success on it, but if I do have clients who do it, I'm definitely not aware, but I've had other clients that have like submitted their photos to like that inked magazine contest that America does. I don't know if it's international maybe. And I've had clients that get all the way up to the top, like 10 in that before, but nothing like serious so far.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So obviously, when I emailed you, I said, I wanted to have this conversation about body confidence because it is such a huge thing in the world today. And like I said, it's mad to me to say this, as hypocritical as what I was just saying a minute ago, but how many people suffering from body confidence issues do you have come in and think like, let's get to say like, I want to take these photos to help me get over my issues?
Honestly, 100% of them, even if they say that they're coming in as like a wedding present or because they just want to do photos with their spouse. If they don't mention it at the beginning of the session, at the end of it, I always hear them say that, they realize that they had been wanting to do this to feel better about themselves.
You are changing the world, Jess. That's what you're doing.
Thanks. I try.
Person by person, slowly but surely, you are making everybody feel absolutely amazing about themselves. So when you first started Bodyscape Boudoir, did you expect to have the success that you've had? Did you expect it to be so massive now?
No. And to some degree, I still don't really consider myself as being like a big business or a big presence, even though I know that I have like a lot of followers on our social media. That doesn't always equate to a successful business. So I don't know. I don't know what I was anticipating, but I definitely wasn't anticipating to be at this level, let alone this level like that dramatically.
Yeah.
It kind of went from like 0 to 100 like immediately.
It's like, I've got some people. Hang on. Where's all the people coming from? What's going on?
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't have enough time to even answer all of you guys. Like, what's happening?
I was going to say, you've got like 1 million followers on TikTok or something like that, haven't you? So, there's a lot of people.
I know. And it's kind of nerve-wracking too, because I'm just like, this means that I have to like actually not look like a homeless person when I go out in public, because I don't know who knows me right now. A lot of pressure.
I mean, I doubt you look like a homeless person anyway, Jess, to be quite honest with you, regardless.
Honestly, you wouldn't know, because I'm too busy looking homeless, so you might not know if you saw me.
Oh, well, true. Fair point. You've definitely got me there. So there, I'll just stay quiet over here in my little box up in the top left. All right. I've totally forgot what I was going to say now. Thrown me. You see, thrown me. Shit.
Oh man.
Jamie, carry on.
Cameron. I was just going to take it back to talk about body confidence issues. Like, I think it's nuts in 2022 that it's still a big thing, but because people come in all different shapes and sizes, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But what do you think it is that's still causing these issues today, like in today's society, still?
I think that it really boils down to a few factors. For one, a lot of us just aren't open about like our struggles. So we see social media and we're seeing the highlights of everybody. If we look at advertisement, we're seeing the best of everybody. So I think when everybody sees all that information and they digest it, we just are so easy to look at ourselves and be more critical. And that's why for me, I try to make people feel comfortable right off of the bat by being honest about, hey, I look like this in my videos, or hey, I struggle with this. And I try to show those different things that while it makes me insecure, it makes it more relatable to the people watching me. So they realize that it's not that big of a deal. Because you don't know if whether or not somebody next to you has the same insecurity. So I just think us not having that open conversation and comparing ourselves to each other and everything online is really what allows that to continue to grow.
Yeah, I was going to say, though, I get the feeling a lot of it is caused by social media. As good as social media can be for a lot of things, I think that people comparing themselves to people on social media is probably the biggest thing. And I'm guilty of it. I'm sure everyone in this world is probably guilty of it at some point.
Oh, yeah. And like a more like, I guess, like out there point to say too, especially like when you look at things like pornography, for example, that is not the realistic body that most people are going to naturally have. It's not wrong to get things like plastic surgery or do procedures. Because for me, I make that be part of my message where you can embrace yourself, but also don't feel embarrassed to do things that you want to do for your body. But I think a lot of people also see that too. And they're like, my boobs don't exactly stay up like that, or my stomach does not do that. And that's also another really key aspect where it's like, again, that's the highlight. You're not seeing the rest of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's weird, isn't it? Because you see this world where you see big people on social media, men as well. You get women being like, oh, fuck it, dad bods. I love me a dad bod. And then all the comments are like, no, you don't. I've got a dad bod. No, you don't. It's like, even when we're in the world where people are promoting body positivity, everyone is still like, nah, it's not real. You're saying it to make me feel better. It's not working. You're all lying. All 1 million of you are fucking lying.
I know. Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like you're always going to be fighting the resistance of it all. Like I get so many strange comments on mine too. Like especially I feel like somebody's 10-year-old down in the basement is continuously like insulting me every single day. Because I get comments that are just like, why is this 40-year-old woman teaching me how to do this? That's dumb. And I'm like, that's pretty rude, because I just got a lot of Botox for you to tell me I look that old. But second of all, you should be watching this if you feel that way. That's so rude. Yeah. I told my injector that. I'm just like, that's so rude. I can't even move anything up here.
I can't expressively be angry because
I know. On the inside I'm boiling, but on the outside just
glowing.
I know.
Yeah.
Just like I'm so mad right now.
there's a way out of this? Like, do you think there's a way that we, is this going to be an issue forever, do you think? Or do you think there's actually something we could do maybe to actually get our way out of this instead of all bloody hating ourselves?
I don't know. Honestly, I would like to say that continuing to be like open about body positivity is part of it, but to a degree, I feel like we're also not completely the best studio out there, because we do like doing smoothing to photos, and we do like putting you in the poses that is going to complement your body the best. I'm not going to put you in a pose to purposely go out of my way for my audience to make you look like you have cellulite. Like, you're paying me, and I'm going to make sure you feel the best way possible. So in a way, I think that it's always going to be there, because a woman could be the same shape as them, be the same size as them, but they'll see that photo and think, well, why don't I look like her? It's like, because you aren't in the studio. Like, that's literally the only difference. So I think we're always going to be fighting that to some degree. I think you can work on doing more positive messages and videos like what we put out there, but I think it'll always be there to some extent.
Yeah, and like you were saying about pornography and everything, and like modeling and that sort of thing, like there's obviously a lot of filter now, especially online. Instagram filters seem to be all the rage at the moment, and I think Snapchat started with the dog and the cat and whatever else, and Insta were like, we can go one better than that. And obviously people are putting unrealistic pictures of themselves upon, and then so that people are going, but I don't look like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's where people, like you say, where people are comparing themselves to other people. It's like, but they don't look like that. That's not them. That's not the real person behind it. Like,
I know. Yeah, like we won't put a dog filter on you, but I'm definitely going to make you look more glowy than you would on your normal day. And you don't typically have professional hair and makeup done every single day. So I feel like when I see people compare themselves or mention something on our photos, it's like, they don't even look like that every single day themselves. Like, they're doing this because they want to look like the best version in that moment. And they want to print that, to put it on the wall, to see that and remember it.
Absolutely. But at the end of the day, you're saying, okay, this is the best version of himself. But at the end of the day, that is them. Yeah. It's still them. You can add a filter, you can do whatever you want. That's them. So, that is going to make you feel damn good about yourself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love it. And even my shy clients, like, I think I scare them sometimes, because I'll show them the back of the camera and just like, freaking look at you. It's like, I am obsessed with you. You can't leave anymore. You're staying here the rest of the day. They're like, all right, calm down.
They just change the radiator. They're like, literally.
I know. I'm just like, do you have anywhere to be? I'm going to lock the door real quick.
Get back in that pose.
I know. Stop moving.
Shut up and show me your ass.
Yeah. I'm just like, the highlight looks so perfect.
So before we start wrapping up, though, I do want to reflect on something Tom said earlier. Is like, and it's a big thank you really for what you do, because I think there's no doubt you have probably helped so many people's self-confidence. And in turn, that helps people's mental health. And as a society nowadays, it's a big thing. A big focus is on people's mental health. And I honestly, genuinely think for what you do, you've probably helped so many people more than you realize with social media. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I definitely hope so. That's always been the goal for it. So I feel like despite getting like troll comments or anything, I see more positive comments every single day. So that is telling me that I'm doing my job.
Yeah. And I imagine you doing that also makes you happy as well.
Yeah, I tell a lot of other people in the industry, because I don't have the most engagement on our channels. I mean, honestly, it just depends. Some people have more comments, some people don't. We have a decent amount. And I get a lot of clients in the studio too, but I tell people that both are different. So don't base like your social following off of how successful your business is. And also realize whether or not you want virality yourself, because you find out quickly if you can handle that. Because we get a lot of positive comments, but you quickly find out if you're meant to deal with the same amount of the bad comments.
I suppose they're doing your photography and making these people feel absolutely wonderful and making them look absolutely banging on a daily basis also nurtures you and helps you and makes you feel like, I can't believe I get to do this on a daily basis. This is incredible. I'm basically living out my dream.
Yeah, I think I'm just missing like the yacht or something. So I'm still working on the dream, but I'm getting baby steps. I just need like Jeff Bezos to come into the studio next or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely working on it. It does make me feel good. And for myself, like I always deal with my own insecurities with my own body and my own mental health. So it's really nice to allow other people who might be going through those same struggles to feel differently because of their photo shoot.
I love that. But you're absolutely right. Like, did I see that you've done like boudoir shoots yourself? Was that in a turn to help you with your own confidence issues?
Yeah, I've taken my own photos, and then I've actually traveled to some other photographers myself and done some photos. And yeah, I wanted to also do it because I think if you're going to be in that industry, then you need to experience it yourself to understand like how your client feels. So I really liked it. And it kind of like allowed me to get in a better mindset again to start taking more time for myself. Cause like I've lost like 35 pounds recently after I did my photo shoot. And a lot of my clients do that too. Yeah.
Huge. Good work.
I love it.
Yeah.
So before we start wrapping up, I did want one final question I wanted to ask you. Is, what would you say is probably the most rewarding thing about what you do?
I feel like the most rewarding thing, honestly, outside of the comments of just how good people feel, the best moments are actually my couples or clients who come in who have struggled with things like infertility, and they tell me after their photo shoot, whether it was just they just had a different way of approaching themselves, or maybe it just made their sex life different. But I've had a lot of clients in that area say that they got pregnant afterwards and they thought it was because of our photo shoots. So I feel amazing. Like that's probably the best. Yeah, that's probably the best feeling out of the job so far.
That's amazing.
And if it's a girl, I hope they named it Jessica.
Yeah. And I'm just like, when's the baby shower? Like, where's my invite?
Yes, I'll be the godmother. Thank you for asking.
I know. You don't even have to ask. I'll already do it. Break my leg.
Tom, have you got any more questions?
Yeah, have you got any for the future going forward? Any ideas or anything you want to bring into Bodyscape Boudoir, or just any, are you happy with the way it's going and you just want to keep going and keep rolling with the punches?
I'm somebody that's always like not satisfied. I'm always interested in focusing on more stuff and growing it more. So there already is progress so far. We have a second studio that I've kind of started showing photos of, but I'm expanding into a third one that we just got on the same floor. Yeah. So I think that there's just always growth. Like I want to keep growing that. I want to keep growing in other business ventures because I just love the idea of doing things, period, by owning a business. So I feel like the possibilities are endless because I'm going to see some new idea. So I'm like, all right, adding it to my list.
Well, I wish you every success with all of it, Jessica. It's just incredible to see this, and the fact that you've grown so rapidly in, is it 3 years? It's literally mind-blowing.
Yeah, I forget that it hasn't been long at all until somebody asks me about it. I'm like, hold on, when did I start again?
Yeah. Knocking out the proverbial ballpark.
But I love it because, like Tom said, you've been so successful, not only in your studio, but with social media and stuff like that. You just, as Tom said, smashing it out of the ballpark. Yeah. It's incredible. Yeah. But before we let you go, we like to play a little game with our guests if you're willing to partake.
Oh God, okay.
we call it the quick fire round, and all it is we ask you 5 questions, and they're all about you, and you just answer them as quick as you can.
I feel like I'm gonna panic and say something that's a complete lie, but okay. Where do you live? I don't know.
Somewhere.
In a house. First question, nice and easy one. What was the first concert you ever went to?
Lady Gaga, I think.
I've always wanted to see Gaga live.
That's a strong first gig as well.
Yeah.
I know.
I like that. What's your favourite pizza topping?
Tomatoes. I like vegan pizza.
Okay. Nice.
Okay.
Yep, fair.
We'll go with that.
We're not judging here.
I don't know, maybe a little bit.
As you mentioned them earlier, I'm going to have to ask, what's your favourite dad joke to tell?
Gosh. Honestly, probably something about if the refrigerator is running. I feel like I don't have a favorite. I just say some cheesy thing in the moment, and then I'm like, all right, that's enough.
Save that.
Like it's different. It's different every time, and I'm just like, I don't know where that just came from.
If there was going to be a movie of your life, who would play you?
Honestly, I would love Scarlett Johansson because I would like them to give me the ego boost and like pretend that that's actually me. They'll be like, she's an exact twin of the real person. Don't look it up. Just trust us.
Phenomenal answer.
And last but not least, if you were to get yourself a time machine, go back in time and give one piece of advice to young little Miss Jessica when she was growing up, what would that be?
Probably trust your instinct and do the thing you're thinking about and everybody's telling you otherwise, because you're going to end up doing it in a few years anyway.
Love that. Trust yourself. Yeah. I like that. Love that. Jessica, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, thank you. It was great talking to you guys.
Oh, too kind. But yeah, thank you. I absolutely loved it. Time's flown by. It's been a great evening. Well, for you, afternoon. I that still throws me up every time.
Like
obviously,
different times.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, you're not missing much here in the future, to be honest with you. Nothing really happens in the next 6 hours. Spoiler alert. Sorry about that. But before we let it go, is any social media, any plugs, websites, etc. you'd like to for everyone to go check out?
Yeah. We have a couple of channels. You could check out our website, bodyscapeboudoir.com. Our Instagram is just Bodyscape Boudoir _case KCMO. And then we also have our TikTok as well. I think that one is just Bodyscape Boudoir. We have a couple of backups is why I say I think.
Okay.
So, yeah. Those are the 3 main ones. And no matter which channel you go to, we do have a women's only Facebook group as well. So if anybody is interested in joining, they can. It has the link on there.
Oh, fantastic.
Amazing. I like that. So everyone out there, go follow her socials and go give some of these poses a try. You might feel a little bit better about yourself. I will gain the courage and I will do it at some point. Yeah.
We should actually do a second podcast after this where I show up and just do photo shoots of you guys, and then I'll be the one asking you guys questions.
That's
yes.
I'm down.
Me and Tom in a couples boudoir session. I'm down.
I know. I'll be like, how do you guys feel now? Do you feel closer? Not physically, but emotionally?
Yes, I do.
I'll email you after, so like, Jessica, you won't believe this. I fell pregnant after I did your shoot.
Yeah. What happened?
I think I destroyed.
Yes, you are invited to the baby shower.
Thank you. I expect the middle name to be mine.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Jessica, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time out to sit and chat to us. We really appreciate it and hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, guys.
Not at all. Take care of yourself.
All right, is this thing on? Well, howdy doody, everybody. This is Braden Berry from Say We Can Fly, founder of Stay Cozy Clothing, your one-stop shop for the coziest, most fashionable hoodies, t-shirts, and more. Gosh, Mickey.
That's right, folks. And we're proud to say that we are now sponsoring the Chronicles of Podcast.
Ouch.
Hosted by Tom and Jamie.
Like, you can get 10% off, man! That's right, Shaggy! Just use the special code, The Chronicles, at checkout.
Oh, boys! Oh.
Just a sidestep from that interview, that might be one of my new favourite intros that has ever been done on this show. Sexy as fuck in any position possible.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much.
But no, what a fantastic conversation. Like, I love this woman's outlook on life. I absolutely love it so much, you know. And the way she just makes all these people who come in there and they naturally feel very insecure, they're naturally nervous. And the fact that she makes them feel comfortable telling fucking dad jokes is just fantastic.
And it's not just for women. No.
That is another thing that I took out of
and
this, yeah.
couples as well. Anybody, whoever you are, whatever you do, it doesn't matter. Get involved.
And people out there, go check out Jessica's TikTok. Go follow me. Go try some of her poses. Let us know how you get on. You don't need to send them us. Don't worry. But just let us know how you get on. Did they help you? Did they make you feel a little bit better about yourself? Give them a try.
Jessica, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We hope that you all enjoy listening to it as much as we did recording it.
Hey there. I'm Frank Guglielmelli, and I'm the narrator for the audio drama Feed, featuring such audio dramas as Bounty Hunters, Marty and Mars, Val Toby, and so much more. You can find all of these wonderful programs on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. Or you can go to our website at www.audiodramafeed.com. We are thrilled to be affiliated with the Chronicles of Podcast with Tom and Jamie.